There's a war in the feeling, they ain't keeping it real. They think it's easy to peel just cause they flipping those bills. The only vote is for heal, but if I trump it'll cost. We already walking dead in the land of the lost. I've been taking it way back, say Jack. Been my own wicked woman on the track while you twerking in the trap. I'm gonna get them plaques, yeah, my mind is on them racks. I'm just stating loosely facts, go and get that contact with your loose leaf ass. Leaning on the wall with your bathroom pass. Need a Wonder Woman in your life, how fast? How I'm gonna tell the truth, but you puff pass. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. She back, For unlawful carnal knowledge, I'm wedged into worry while they suck and hurry. I'm just skating, do my derby. Watch these cameras all pervert me. Won't respect my name and dirt me, but I woke up early. Even when I'm fucking late, I'm applesauce and frosting the cake. Bake your plate A while they ingenuity's ace. I'm planning an escape with the Save the World 10.8. Love potion number 9, fine dine. I want a piece of American pie. Lie under pudding pop shop that I ate the chocolate up. Why they sell me Californication? Afro on Rodeo blaxploitation, and all this to the congregation.
From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apologies.
What up, Misfits? Now, turn your shit down.
It's been 2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes. You already cussed.
Right? 2 minutes.
No.
2 minutes. We've actually been live for
2 minutes.
Now that I think about it, we do the 2 minutes thing, so we're automatically at 8 minutes. We're done.
But we didn't get to 8 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Didn't even get it. Didn't even get there.
Man, look at this. I'm just gonna start to wipe the brow off.
Oops.
Oh, now take a shot.
I'll take a shot.
Technology, guys. All over the place.
Oops. Sorry.
Hey, am I echoing?
Yes.
Yes.
Val, turn your mic down. We're having issues with Val tonight.
Is that better?
No.
No.
Welcome to another
Who's here? He be spazzing.
And this is probably the worst opening ever. We'll say.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's always a small Asian girl.
It's only like show 167.
Yes.
You know?
Valerie,
Sir.
take the reins.
I'm not ready. What? Oh, hi, everybody.
Go figure. Jamie, how you doing?
Yes. What, Marcus, what can I do for you, sir?
Anything right now.
You want me to take it, Marcus?
Yes, please.
Welcome to the District of
ladies and
Misfits
gentlemen.
Show. Ladies and gentlemen, drinking show with a podcast problem. Your hosts are getting their shit together as we speak. So welcome in.
Poorly added, too. Like, usually I'm the one fucking up the church's money, and like, here we are. You know?
Right.
I'm in front of a window. There's a slight crackle of thunder in the background. I feel like Donnie Simpson, like I'm about to do the Quiet Storm. You know what I mean? Like, don't shake your head like that. That's how babies get made, or at least practice, goddammit.
It's not Donnie Simpson, and you know it.
I know. But city pending, and air pending. Because Keith Sweat does the Quiet Storm in Tallahassee.
Really?
Yeah, let me tell you how I found that out stuck in the Tallahassee airport.
Wow.
Right? Somebody gave that whining ass bitch a radio show.
Well, you know, that whiny ass bitch got paid.
I'm cool with him getting paid. He's still a whiny ass bitch. Drake light skin, he a whole ass bitch. And that man got way more money than me. I can respect the shit.
Don't knock the whiny ass bitch hustle.
You can't knock the whiny ass bitch. Letty Williams, that's a whiny ass bitch right there. Just out here crying, oh. Harold, what? The Blue Note, the best song they have, is whining the entire time.
True.
My man said, and I cried. It's like, bro, that's not a lyric, yo. It's okay. My man said, I watched TV till TV turned off.
Oh.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Language.
Yeah.
That was back in the day.
Language.
Yeah.
Right? She got that snip snap Sam. She put it on him. Put it on and put him down. It's a damn shame. That's one of them songs you're gonna listen to like once a day, because if you do like twice, you're gonna get an altar like immediately. Find yourself in an all black linen suit with some mandals. Doing electric slide for no reason.
Oh.
It's gonna be that type of night, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, hey guys, listen, I'm here. This is the District of Misfits Show. You know, it's a podcast. We have a drinking problem. Of course, you guys have all heard that part before. I'm here with my cohorts, my assholes, my favorite people in the entire world sometimes. Guys, introduce yourselves.
That's Val.
But is my mic working again? Can you hear me?
Y'all two. I'm not talking to y'all two. Y'all work out whatever the hell technical difficulties y'all have going on right now. Val, you look great, by the way. You look tan.
I know. It's from being out in the sweltering. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Yeah. It's been, well, in all fairness, there were last week, 2 days I was at the beach, but then it's been so hot down at the waterfront that the sun just blazing in my face. But thank you. Yes, I feel.
Got that sunblock?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy talking about sunblock to old black people because they be like, they don't need it. It's like, I'm black, I don't get cancer. And be like, oh, guess what's going to happen?
Pretty much.
You're going to die. You're going to die. Informing old black people of things that they don't have to do anymore, things they need to do anymore, it's like the best/worst problem you can ever have. Because it's like, I'm telling you this, and you just ain't going to listen because for some odd reason, somebody told you that ginger ale and apple cider vinegar cures everything.
It doesn't. Wait, hold on. What?
Right. See, there you go. Look,
what are you saying, Jamie?
You understand right now? I'm just complaining about.
Hold up. I need to see some peer-reviewed studies on this.
After this, I'm about to go on my FBI rant.
Oh.
I'm gonna start talking about pyramids and shit.
All right, I'm back. Fuck this shit. I'm back.
Tell him, Marcus, goddammit.
Jamie, how was it? How was it being in control?
It was fun. I didn't stutter one time.
Yeah, honestly, Jamie should be in control the whole deal.
I am getting my Dean Martin on though. I'm just swirling the glass. Yeah.
If you want to run the show, if you want to run that show, you can, bro.
Hey, look, you know me. Look, let's get this party started, guys. Can we discuss defunding the FBI?
Okay. Let's just jump straight to the meat of it. Should we introduce ourselves first?
Yeah. We've already done this. Everyone's seen this before, but if you guys want to reintroduce yourselves, reintroduce yourselves.
Well, Val's got to do the call to action, so.
Oh, hey, look, Val, call away. I'm just really
welcome, friends, to the District of Misfits Show. As you all know, we are the drinking show with a podcast problem. Everybody shows you drink. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits Show. On Twitter at DC Misfits. YouTube also at the District of Misfits Show. Please like and subscribe. You can find other episodes of this show as well as other content, including soon to be on our page, Topless Government, and also previous episodes of Grande Lock, which our friend Ian is one of the hosts on. You can also find us at Twitch at District of Misfits, and if you'd like to buy some lovely merchandise like this, hold please, hoodie that I have.
Ooh,
that's a vagina.
Oh, nice.
That's a pussy.
That's fire.
We have t-shirts and tank tops and such plus lots of different merchandise. You can go to crushingdc.com if you would like to elevate your voice, or if you'd like to be a guest on our show, please email us at district.fakestudio@gmail.com.
We got through that. I think we definitely should do safe words tonight because I'm gonna get drunk and Jamie.
Oh boy.
You know me.
So,
My safe word is sticker. I feel like I need to put a sticker on this thing. Jamie, safe word. You don't need a safe word. Crystal,
I mean,
you needed one last week and we didn't have them.
I know.
oh my God!
should've.
Last week.
Jesus, take the wheel.
No shit. It is Jesus take the wheel fucking episode.
We keep calling for that motherfucker to take this wheel and shit, and I feel like he just ain't gonna do it.
He doesn't
No.
want it. He doesn't want the wheel.
No.
Like people gonna stop singing "Happy Birthday" to Stevie Wonder version before Jesus comes take this wheel. Like, I got a whole rant about this.
Jamie,
right
I'm
now,
surprised.
Like,
I'm surprised that like more people didn't come after you with that.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. I hate that damn song. I'm so sick of that damn song. Shit.
All right, my safe word's gonna be Jesus. Jesus. I'm going with Jesus.
Nope.
Okay.
Can't.
There
Proper
you go.
word.
Call him out, Marcus. He's definitely coming for you.
Crucifix.
Crucifix. Man.
Crucifix.
That's nasty.
Ian, you're the most
My
seasoned.
mom is gonna stick you on that crucifix.
Oh, I didn't say my safe word.
Well, it's not your turn yet. That's why.
Rude. It is her turn. I said
Yeah.
Oh.
Marcus.
Love this motherfucker.
Wow, white man telling the black woman
I
it
would
was
like to
not
throw
for
it out
her.
there. I want to throw it out there that
Wow.
when
We're
she
doing really
bumped
well at
full
11
camera,
minutes.
I really jump at. When
Crystal,
she
what's your
bumped,
safe
I
word?
jump back.
I just, oh, God. I said motherfucker.
Can't do motherfucker.
That's 2 words.
Okay.
One
Okay.
word. Fucker.
All right, mother.
Okay.
Mother.
Strange.
All right.
Mother.
Or you could just do fucker.
Thank you.
Ian.
I
Ian,
think
turn on you.
motherfucker is one word.
Thank you,
Motherfucker.
Ian. Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
fuck
you.
it. You can have motherfucker.
Thank you.
Somebody
Ian.
get this fucking lawyer off this podcast.
I'm going with wonder because I'm going to put it right out here. I'm not listening to any Stevie Wonder slander. That's it. That's it. I don't like his version of Happy Birthday either.
Is he really blind? Is he not? Is he blind or what?
I don't care.
I don't know, man.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
don't
him.
care.
I've seen him wave to people.
Is this a new conspiracy theory I haven't heard about?
Yeah, I'll go to YouTube. I'll pull it up.
I don't think that's new though.
You're not. He's a genius.
He did tell Will Smith that he saw his last movie. So
What were you joking? Oh,
I
King
don't know if
Richard.
that's just a turn of phrase or something like that, but
Yeah.
that's funny as shit to me. Like,
Caitlin, what's your safe word?
Satan, because he's already taken the wheel here today.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
just such a gentleman.
I'm having so much more fun this show than last show.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because I'm here.
Because Jamie's here and Caitlin's here and Ian's here.
Yeah.
I don't know why actually. I'd like to.
We had a very interesting guest last week.
We'll discuss in post.
Great guy, but
I didn't
strange.
get to watch the show last week.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll discuss in post.
Jamie, you didn't miss much.
Although, so it's like we had a full show once he left. Once he left, we had another 2-hour show.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
You know,
So it was a 4-hour show?
it was a 3-hour show.
No, it was like a 3-hour show. Oh, look at
Yeah,
the
it
kitties
was.
behind you. Oh,
Yeah.
no, multiple kitties behind you, Caitlin.
These kittens have been here for like 30 minutes.
I just noticed.
Yeah.
I just noticed.
Yeah, I'm waiting for.
Drew Swift joined us at midnight, a little after midnight, and
That was
it
awesome.
and then we had a whole new show.
Drew is an interesting character as well. We do love him.
And then you said that we had to do the DCS fuck show.
Did I was drunk last week, so you tell me what I said.
Well, yeah, both you and Val were.
You let me know.
I had reason. At some point, I was like, I need to keep drinking this
Yes.
crappy ass
And it was
shit.
cute. It was so cute. As I was drinking my hot cocoa.
Are you drinking with us tonight, or are you doing cocoa again?
No, I'm drinking French wine.
Huh.
Coco.
Girl.
French.
Yeah. Yep,
You
Jamie.
said you doing
I
cocoa
had to
again.
drink. I drank a bottle Sparkling wine before the show.
Yeah, she did brunch.
I'm saying it's the way he said he was
Sparkling wine or sparkling water?
Listen, it's
Sparkling
the fact
wine.
that he said, "Are you doing cocoa again?" That's why I was like, "Excuse me, sir."
No, I sobered up real quick because the guest was a little touched.
Just a prick.
Wow.
That sounds fun.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to dig back into the archives and check out.
You
the
don't
show.
have to dig very far. It's 1 week away.
It's last week. Right on there.
I'll just put it you this way: I read him to filth because he was spouting off some stuff, and I had to tell him what was what.
That was funny as fuck, though. Actually, I'm not gonna
Good.
lie.
Yeah, he was spouting some shit. I'm like, I said, "Oh, you're not from here."
She literally was like, with all due respect, you're not from here.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's what I said.
And then that's why I was like, oh.
Like, wait, pinky's up though. Like,
That's right. Pinky's up.
I mean,
dropping that tea.
just watch the show. You'll get the full what the fuck moment. I actually had to yell at him before the show.
Yeah.
Who the fuck was on last week?
Your boy.
Remember I was telling you about the mayor of Mount Pleasant?
Yeah, Mount Pleasant. That threw me for a loop.
Who the fuck is the mayor of Mount Pleasant?
That's what I want to know, Jeremy.
Was there an,
Like,
was,
that's like being like the Earl of Petworth. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend who is called the mayor of Capitol Hill.
shit.
It may be self-proclaimed.
I'm still
I
thinking of
agree.
fuckery.
I was about to say,
I'm
was
sorry,
there an
guys, I
election?
need more alcohol.
Was there an election in which the mayor of Petworth was selected, or was that?
Yes.
That's a self-applied term.
That's what I just said.
The latter.
I'm pretty sure
I
it was
believe
self-proclaimed.
the mayor of Petworth is a crackhead.
I mean,
Can we look at some of these new stickers that we made? That I made?
Stickers.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you've ever had this conversation, but I really love stickers.
Oh, I have lots for you. Oh shit, I don't have to crush it. We also have these new lovelies.
Nice.
Mr. Duckface Studio.
Very cool.
Dogface Studios is so lovely. I've been
Right?
spending a lot of time there.
you have been spending a lot of time with me.
It is a place.
I mean, Jamie's been here like twice. You've been here more than Jamie has.
I've been there like 4 times.
Still, you've been here more than Jamie has.
I got it.
I've been there twice.
Yeah.
I actually like going to the studio.
Yeah, it's peaceful.
Like if I came to the
It is
studio, you
peaceful.
want me to bring my kid with me? That's what you really asked.
I'll take care of them.
I got rope. Tie that motherfucker
Yeah,
up.
Freak boy.
Tie his ass to a chair. All right.
You just have to put together a battle plan.
So this episode is called Anything Interesting this week. Crystal, you work on the hill.
FBI.
Yes.
Crystal,
I
you work
worked
on
on
the
the hill.
hill. I'm gonna let you and Ian pretty much take this one for a little bit. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck happened?
Well, I mean, Ian, I would totally love your perspective because one thing I'm getting tired of people bashing the Attorney General. I'm really getting sick of it. Because now how come you didn't arrest Agent
Hillary.
Orange?
Oh.
You know, and it's like, okay, what the hell do you want them to do? I mean, it's like they're gathered the evidence. They executed the search warrant. What the hell do you want them to do? I'm like, I want them in jail as bad as anybody else. I said, but let the law take its course. And people are just, they want instant gratification. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'd rather this man to be methodical about this because I don't want any loopholes.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
want
exactly right.
I don't want Agent Orange to wiggle his fat ass out of this. With his
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. And I'll be honest, I'm somebody who has definitely expressed some impatience with the sort of pace of at least what we know is going on. And this whole week should let us know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that's not in the news every day, that there is an investigation. And you're right. I think you used the exact right word, which is methodical. Because you saw the reaction of like half the country to them executing a legal search warrant. I mean, understand what a search warrant means That means that an FBI agent who has been investigating asserts to a federal judge or a federal magistrate, all of the relevant facts that lead him to believe that they must execute a search warrant in order to get evidence. Either you're afraid that the evidence is going to be destroyed, or it's not being handled properly, or that there's other nefarious things that could be going on. So they go through. They have to jump through all of those hoops in order to execute the search warrant. And so they were methodical in this instance, and I think that has served them well.
So for anyone who maybe doesn't pay attention to the news or has lived under a rock this week or hasn't seen anything, what exactly are we talking about?
So the FBI on Monday executed a search warrant. Some people call it a raid. I don't really think it's a raid unless you're going in with guns drawn. The FBI got a search warrant from Mar-a-Lago. Basically, they believe that there's classified documents that he was still holding on to, including some very, very highly sensitive classified documents. We obviously don't know what those are. There's reporting, but I don't know how accurate that is. There's some reporting that it did pertain to nuclear weapons. There's some reporting that it might pertain to like payroll accounts for double agents living in other countries. I mean, either one of those, any foreign adversary would love to get their hands on, and I'm sure would pay handsomely. And, so that there's all kinds of conspiracies that can spin off of that. Like what we know.
And obviously that is not something that is copacetic. You're not supposed to be removing sensitive classified documents.
I mean, that's called being a spy against the United States. I mean, they have executed people in our country's history for that. Just to put that in context.
Yeah, what kills me is this. So the FBI had been negotiating with Agent Orange and his attorneys. Yes. Because, I mean, this was all, this all started with the National Archives.
I'm sorry,
right. And the National Archives believed that Agent Orange had in his possession these documents. So that's what triggered it.
Believe that they had documents that would have fallen under basically presidential records and sort of government documents and handling of government documents type statutes, which are they're serious.
We also discussed his excuse for said documents. He said that Obama left with 33 million documents. Upon which the archives were like, no, everything that he wants, it's still here.
Right.
If we know anything about Barack Obama, he is an adherent to the rules. I have no doubt that he did everything above board and by the book and did not want to take even a shred of paper that would have violated.
First president in 100 years without an incident.
Yeah, exactly right.
No prostitutes, no side bitches,
no drugs,
no drugs or whatever. No two daughters sucking dick in the name of the Lord.
Hey, don't get mad at the Bush girls. Don't get mad at the Bush girls.
I have a buddy who played in Texas. I'm not mad at the Bush girls. If anything, they were doing the work of the Lord.
Those two girls, they used to come in a third edition all the time. When Bush was in the
presidency. I'm sure.
I know.
And what was that other bar that was on U Street?
What bar?
It began with an S.
Sud House?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh my God. Jeez. It's closed down now. Wasn't it 16th
it is.
U?
Yeah, because I used to live up there.
Wait, yes.
What was on 16th U? I never did that.
It's near where Exiles is now.
Right.
If we had somebody in the audience, they could be texting us.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'd say ding that shit, but fuck it. We can't just be dinging up with Bush twins and sucking dick and shit. It's gonna be so many hits.
Hold, please.
Two white girls from Texas sucking dick in DC. It's just like ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean? I'm not here to judge.
Twins, no less. Twins, no less.
Twins, no less. We remember these Miller Lite commercials and twins. Oh man.
Now it's gonna bother me because I like
I know.
not
Oh my God.
Stetsons, right? No.
Yeah,
It was some-
Stetsons,
Well,
Stetsons,
Stetsons,
yes.
It was Stetsons.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I used to go there a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, they look like Fraggles.
There's
think I was
one
thinking
time
of- I
the
think-
two of them were in a third edition. One of them was like being given a piggyback
So
ride,
not
like, but
Republic
on
Garden.
somebody's shoulders through the third, and I was like, that girl's gonna fall a number one. And also, if I were a lesser person, I'd be sitting here with my phone camera and just like videotaping them. But you know,
I mean,
I was an
how
employee
good
at the
was
third,
this
so I
phone-
didn't.
How good is that phone camera back then, though? You know what I mean?
It wasn't great, but it was good enough to take some video.
No, I've been trying to get my dick sucked like the rest of us. Like, thank you, Laura.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my goodness. Oh
No,
my
that's
goodness.
twins from The Shining. That's creepy.
Oh, stop! Oh no!
Oh,
No,
no one asked for that. No one wanted
No,
that.
thank you, Caitlin. No one.
Remember when we thought that guy was the worst?
Yep.
Fuck.
Wasn't that
They were taking
cute?
it
You know what? If no one has tattooed "How You Like Me Now" on his lower back, I don't know.
Yep. True.
Like, remember
Yeah.
the reprieve we got when that black guy got in office? You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like, man, boy, oh boy, did we fuck that up. Change
Yep.
is gonna come, and then we gonna fuck that up too.
Mhm.
Oh, boy, Zay.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm But yeah, fuck Mar-a-Lago.
So-
I'm super excited to go out. I'm really excited for what you guys said. I was talking about this at the bar, and this guy was like, "Why can't they just get this done?" And I was like, "It's the U.S. government. Things take time. Anyone who's ever had to like get their clearance, security clearance, understands it's 2 to 3 months.
Yep.
What the fuck? You're trying to lock up an ex-sitting president of the United
Thank you.
States. If your ducks are not in order, he gets out immediately. Now, me
And you saw-
a
yeah,
lot of
and-
Fox News watching ass because they're
All right, I need to
entertaining.
refill my drink.
They were talking about how like, oh, it's only taking so long because they don't have anything on them. It's like, no. In order to get that search warrant, that means that they already had something on them. The fact that he might have possibly been selling government secrets to other countries, like all that other stuff, and now because I'm a fucking sadist, I decided I was going to listen to some Republican radio.
I did the same.
And it's oh man, it was on Vice. I'm trying to remember what this. I got to pull up on my computer if I can remember how to do that because I'm still used to working with a tin can. But
I'm not here
it was
to I'm not here to kink shame you. But like I would
I'm into
avoid the right wing radio.
No, fuck, I love this shit because it's like it's entertaining. It's like all right, the picture of the head of the FBI that they made up on Fox News, like him with the chick from Jeffrey Epstein thing or whatever. It's like
Oh,
y'all
that was
put
the
that
judge.
picture together.
That was the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
judge.
y'all put that picture together when it was really just a picture of him trying to eat Oreos during the fucking hurricane. Like y'all are pieces of shit and it's entertaining to me. But I think if it was in Michigan and this guy was explaining how he was like, if you lock up Trump, we're going to fucking war. You can't go take our guns. And then like in these moments, I'm always like, I love it when they say that because it's like if they want to, they will. You are a white man who is 5'8", maybe 160 pounds. You drink a lot of beer and you run around the woods a lot. You hunt. That's cool, but you don't have tanks and you don't have drones. You don't have the military capabilities to take whatever the fuck you want to if you think about it. So it's like sit your silly ass down.
Well, now they think the IRS is.
though?
Now they think the IRS is coming after them because they just did all this new IRS agents.
Oh Lord, the IRS.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
the thing
the
on TikTok.
Inflation
That's the thing on
Reduction Act.
I'm more scared. I'm scared of the IRS than the fucking CIA. Shit.
Yeah, but if you go on TikTok, they're all like preaching for
Yeah,
like
I'd rather not
civil
do.
war and shit like that.
Right.
So, Marcus was saying something about Crystal. You had said something. Is this what you were saying, Marcus? That they had actually tried to negotiate with. They tried to keep it under wraps, and
Yeah, they were trying to not. What they were trying to do, they were talking to Agent Orange and his attorneys, and they were trying to do it quietly. You know, but they just got to the point that like he's not giving us what we want, so therefore,
Yeah.
You know, they did it less intrusive, and then they had to do intrusive. And then that's when they went to the judge, and Merrick Garland signed off on it, and the FBI director signed off on it, and they executed the search warrant. I mean, it's just like Agent Orange brought this on himself. We would have never have known about
Got the warrant.
We would have never known about it until he ran his mouth. And
he just said something.
Yeah. And so, but you notice
it's like catching a kid in a lie. It's just like, bro, like just hurry up and lie faster. You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing is, you know, that he's like, oh, they raided. Like, no, they didn't raid your house. They didn't come in with guns blazing, and they gave you the receipt.
I mean, look.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the whole thing, because I saw on Twitter today that one of the most conservative publications actually came out and dismantled Agent Orange and his attorneys.
Who did?
Some of them are turning on him, but you have the diehards who, the Republican Party has now turned into a cult. It has. It's not the party of Lincoln.
It's been that way since Reagan.
Thank you. Well, no, but it's been, it has, but it's gone beyond that. They've evolved to crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, this
in all fairness, it's not like the entire Republican Party. I mean, I feel like there are still some like Republicans who are still fairly, and they
there are, but
I don't mean like politicians. I mean like people who claim to be Republicans.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're few and far between because people are scared. Right. They're scared to speak up because these people are crazy. And they go, I mean, and look what happened to the FBI office in Cincinnati. Look what happened. I mean, and more stuff is going to happen like that because you got these idiots spouting these conspiracy theories that the FBI planted evidence. And it's like, that is so laughable. It's your documents that you took out the fucking White House. How did they plant stuff?
I think it's funny. I think it's really funny though, like how quickly they pivoted from like, oh, it should support police to defund the fucking police.
Right.
Yep.
FBI or just, you know.
Yeah, that's just wild.
I mean, honestly speaking, fuck them and everything they made of. When they killed Fred Hammond, ain't nobody say defund these motherfuckers.
I know.
When Huey put that last needle in their arm, nobody gave a flying fuck.
Nope.
When Reagan took his ass to the South to recruit all these goddamn Christians and these religious zealots we got now because of that silly shit.
That's right.
Nobody gave a fuck. But Agent Orange, as you so willfully call him, fucked up a little bit. Now, mind you, wait. When they were going after all these fucking judges and shit over the abortion ruling, right?
Right.
People were outside their house. On Fox News, they were like, they can't do stuff like this. But they're outside that man's fucking house who put out that subpoena. I mean, out that fucking warrant at that judge's house. And right now, they're like, oh, look at us taking the government back. It's like, bro, pick a side.
Right. Yep.
Just because it doesn't work out in your favor.
Exactly.
Well, it's like before Garland released the, the fucking documents, they were all asking for the documents. Like, where is that? And so when he did it, they all disappeared.
Yep.
You can't see them anymore.
They didn't say shit about Bo Biden and that little piece of information on his fucking laptop. Remember all that lock her up shit?
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Now that the situation is turned, it's like, no! It's like, bro, look.
They're clenching their pearls.
Show your fucking colors. Like,
well,
look,
I will tell you this. Merrick Garland, that press conference was awesome. And I love at the end when, the reporters are, Attorney General, he just put his hand up like Darth Vader and he shut all of them up. He's like, I'm not taking any questions. He shut them up. And I sat there, I was like, damn. I mean, literally.
I'm not here to answer your question.
No, he's like, I said what I said and I meant it and I dropped the mic and leave me alone. They messing with the wrong man here because he's like, you know what? I'm not here for you. I don't work for you. And the fact that the Biden administration didn't know shit,
well, I mean,
that says a lot. They knew nothing. Because they're trying to say that Biden is politicizing the FBI and the Justice Department. And it's like, no.
Like, as much as Biden hates the motherfucker, I'm pretty sure he didn't get that much of a fuck.
No.
That bitch ass motherfucker's gone. Let's get this party started.
Well, what's funny is now, guess what's on Twitter now, Ian? They're now saying that Agent Orange is talking to his inner circle about his 737 plane. He might flee the country. And I say, shoot the damn plane down.
Yeah.
He got an office, and they were talking about all this stuff the next day or whatever. I was like, look, man, I was like, yo, he ain't coming to the White House. He's not tested on that stuff. I was like, we gonna find out that man in Argentina real quick.
He's not. Yeah, I don't think
if Trump leaves, I swear to Jesus, I'm gonna giggle my motherfucking
ass. It's not gonna be giggling. It's gonna be the belly laugh.
It is.
I got the press conference, so I'm gonna play the last few seconds of it.
Okay.
Available in the
Attorney General, the former president said this
FBI agents. Thank you all for your questions, but as I said, this is all I can say at this time.
Fucking Jedi. Fucking Jedi.
These are not the
He literally, he was literally like this.
He's like,
I respect that shit. No, if Trump flees the country as black people, we should just go buy "Make America Great Again" shirt.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should.
Yeah, you should.
I'll make them.
Put it in everybody's face. Absolutely. Yep. I will too. I'm going to join you guys. I'm going to get the F-150. I'm going to get a gigantic American flag flying from the back of my van. Yeah, it's going to be tight.
Oh, I'm getting all types of racist.
Oh shit! My bad.
I'm buying paraphernalia.
It's because.
I'm not saying I'm gonna go as far as like some Nazi shit or whatever like that, but I'm definitely gonna get a build a wall, lock her up.
What if we repurpose the Confederate flag?
Repurpose it like how?
I don't think so now. I'm gonna go with that one.
I mean, if we repurposed it, it would have to be in the most disrespectful way possible.
Yeah, we turn it up so it's like an X.
So, who is the most? Well, it is an X motherfucker. I'm just saying,
oh no, do the Black Panther.
Yeah.
Who would be without being disrespectful and shit? What can we do with that flag, and whose face can we put on it? I say if we take James Brown's face and make the Confederate flag all black. Then there we go.
How about Mary Berry?
Oh.
That's even worse.
Give me some ideas and I'll do it.
How
about James Brown's face from the cover of James Brown's Funky Christmas album?
I'll be right. I get more drink.
It's James Brown with the Santa hat.
Oh my God.
I'll do it.
Well, he was a staunch Republican.
That's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, maybe not James Brown. It was the 80s. It was kind of.
I'm not talking like clean James Brown. I'm talking like James Brown that looked like a Thundercat.
Like 60s James.
I need that crazy James Brown.
Not 80s James. Not living in America.
Oh.
There it is.
I need 2002 James Brown.
That's what we call production value, people.
Oh, just do Bear Rabbit. Rabbit.
Yikes. Okay. I guess that's a take.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I have to say is the craziness on Fox News, the meltdowns, and one of the hosts, Steve Ducey.
It's wonderful.
You just sit there, you're like, oh my God, they're eating their own, and I'm here for it.
Hey, speaking of
that, I'm so here for it.
Speaking of that, I have a clip of that.
The FBI, we must save America. Whatever happened to the Republican Party?
I don't have the video.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back to that.
Are there copyright issues?
Probably. This is Fox News.
Okay.
I'll try one time. Give me a second.
Well, I can set the scene for you. Three crackers sitting on the couch.
White people. It's a bunch of white people.
Yep.
Let me set the scene.
And one is it's like, well, whatever happened to the party of law and order? And I hate to say this, the gentleman from Louisiana was on the show. I did have respect for him. I don't anymore. He's drank the Kool-Aid.
Which gentleman
It's
from
unfortunate.
Louisiana?
Steve Scalise.
Oh.
He and I shared king cake together during Mardi Gras.
Ooh, he disrespected you.
That may be, but I never respected that guy. I always saw through his bullshit.
Yeah, I just, it's sad that they keep
all
defending.
Like that. They're all like that.
Yep, they are.
They have shown themselves to be exactly what they are. Somebody said it. It may have been John Heilman said the other day, like Trump is the great revealer of people. The sycophants. The people who stand up to him are few and far between, and the sycophants are many, and they debase themselves in order to not piss off their voters, so that they can win a primary in Ohio or whatever the hell. So it's just
Well, one of the Republican members of Congress who voted to impeach him, she lost her primary in the state of Washington.
And Liz
Jamie
Cheney's
Herrera
going to lose
Butler.
hers. And Liz Cheney's going to lose hers.
She is.
And if Adam Kinzinger was running again, he would lose his, because that's what the party is. They don't want to hear truth. They don't want to hear facts. They get spun exactly what they want to hear. And it's the same shit that they've been fed since the 90s, and it's toxic as hell. And that's why they have become a party of a bunch of toxic white people.
Yep.
Right.
That's what the GOP is today. I hate it.
But what blows my mind are the people of color who continue to support the Republican Party.
And you know why they do it?
There are few, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
So, let's start at the top. The coonest of them all.
Oh boy.
Supreme Court Justice. He has always felt, he grew up in the South. He has always felt that his own people don't deserve a fair break or fair shake. He's done far worse for Black Americans than Jim Crow. And he truly believes everything that he says, because he doesn't think he's Black anymore. The same thing with OJ. You forget when you get to a certain level. I hate to say this about my people. When they get to a certain level, they forget that they're Black, and they start spouting this stuff. Traditionally, Black Americans are conservative. We are conservative.
Socially,
yeah, very, very socially conservative. We are.
Yeah, not economically.
Nope, not economically. But you got a brother like, Clarence Thomas. He truly believes that he's better than everybody. And you have others, because even when I worked on the Hill and I worked for Republican members of Congress and stuff, and then the other Black Republicans that I would meet, I would be astonished at how much they lived, eat, and drank that shit.
Yep.
For me, it was I could turn it off, because it was I was the most liberal one in the office. And I was very proud of that.
It was your job.
It was my job. I didn't believe everything that they were spouting, because I would always push back. But you have some that are true believers, and you just sit back and you're like, okay, so you truly believe that people of color should not have a level playing field, that you truly believe that they can't get a helping hand from the federal government because you think it's welfare. Well, what about all the corporate welfare?
Yeah.
It sickens me, because I was a Republican until 2018. But I honestly and truly believe, I was just I'm a Northeastern Republican. I was, and I was liberal. But now, when I see Black conservatives and how they talk about their own people, I mean, it makes me gag. I mean, it makes me like physically want to gag, and it just makes me want to exercise my Second Amendment right. I mean, because they spout off this stuff because they think that, you know, that white America will accept them. That's a lie. It's a lie. And like Malcolm X said, we ain't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. And I stand by that statement. I mean, I'm Black, I'm a woman living in America, and, you know, the struggle is still real even in 2022. It is. The struggle is real.
They deal the same way with immigration.
Yep.
You know, I mean, at some point it's just like, well, let's see. Single policy proposal that your side makes is disadvantageous to people of color and advantageous to white people and existing status quo wealth in this country. And it's like, but we're not racist.
Oh yeah, no, not racist. I got a Black friend. I got a Latino friend.
Yeah.
I'm not racist.
I listen to hip hop. Hip hop.
Yeah. But let your lily white daughter bring home a Black boy, and then let her get impregnated.
Then abortion will be
yeah.
Straight
Straight
up.
I mean, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, there have been times, you know, because y'all have heard me say this before. These Republicans are afraid of the browning of America. They're terrified of it.
Yep.
100.
And they will do
as well.
anything.
They should be. As well, they should.
They should. I mean, but they think that people of color are going to turn around and do the same thing that they did to us. We ain't thinking about that. All we're thinking about is fucking surviving. How to make $1 out of 15 cents. What the fuck? I mean, that's what they don't understand. I mean, even like when I worked on the Hill, and they would always ask me, you know, questions because I was Black, and I got tired of it. And I was like, look, let me just break it down for you. I'm like, I bleed the same that you do. I go, but I'm gonna tell you point blank. I'm like, Black Americans believe in, you know, economic wealth, justice, you know, and it's like we believe in the same things, but y'all don't want to hear it because you don't want to come out into our communities. You don't want to come in the ghetto. You don't want to come in the barrio. You know, but you're gonna go to the same place over and over again because you're so comfortable with your own kind. And you don't want to get to know us, but we had to get to know your history. And I'm like, why can't we? I'm like, why do we have to have a Black, you know, History Month? Why can't it be all goddamn year? And it's the same for everybody. Why can't it be all year? And then y'all tripping about, you know, these critical race theory.
And that's just because they're scared. I mean, because you don't want to hear about your ancestors. I mean,
well, they should be. I mean, because I'm their worst nightmare.
My girl.
You know, I'm Black. I'm a woman, and I will cut you.
All right, we'll try to play that video. Let's see if it plays this time.
Destroy the FBI. We must save America. Whatever happened to the Republican Party backing the blue?
This is coming
Steve,
from the top.
Who went rogue? They were following a search warrant. Nuclear weapons. We don't know if there are weapons, but if that is true, and they were just in the basement at Mar-a-Lago, that's kind of a big deal.
Well, certainly.
It will allow Medicare to negotiate lower prescription drug prices. And you know, if you are on a fixed income, if you're older, you love that, regardless of your political party.
You love how it sounds.
Deeply, deeply concerned about the politicization of the FBI and Biden's DOJ.
Well, of course, the FBI director was appointed by Donald Trump, former president. But Congresswoman, and just out of curiosity, are you wearing Bermuda shorts right now?
He's like one of the hosts in Westworld. Like he's becoming aware before our very eyes.
Yes, Christina. Christina. She became aware tonight.
Hey, I said not to tell me anything that fucking show.
Oh, shut up.
Doing your goddamn French line.
Steve Ducey is
told
becoming
you.
self-aware before our very eyes. It's wonderful to see, actually. It's,
Chef, I told
I
you.
support his transition. His
ascendancy.
If he wants to identify as a rational human being, I support that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, even John Bolton. Did you see the clip with him?
John Bolton?
Oh, Ian, it was masterful. He obliterated the Newsmax commentator. I just
John
sat there.
Bolton
I was like,
did this.
Oh my God.
yeah. I was like, I don't agree with him.
Marcus.
I'm like, but it's like people are starting to say, oh, Agent Orange is a traitor. He is a Benedict Arnold. He is dangerous. Hillary warned us.
Hillary warned us.
No, it's not just Hillary though that warned us.
It's not
Jeb before he decided he was going to stroke the show.
I know. He did.
Flat out
warn
was
us.
like, this motherfucker's gonna fuck everything up.
Yep.
Like said it.
Yep.
They all said it.
Some
while
of
they were
his
debating
some
or
of his
whatever,
staunchest
And then it was like, time, and they stopped saying this shit.
staunchest defenders
Now,
have
meanwhile,
been his
my
harshest
man-
critics.
Right. I mean, look, my man Franklin the Turtle, aka why did I forget that white man's name so goddamn fast? What's that turtle-looking motherfucker? Mitch McConnell.
Oh yeah.
The silence. The last.
Oh, but
couple of days.
he broke his silence.
Oh, he
What
said
he
something the
said?
last couple of days. Please
Oh.
tell me he said something.
Well, I'm really shocked and amazed. That the FBI. I was like, oh, give it a rest and die of a heart attack.
The happiest Republican in the world right now is Mitch McConnell.
Yep.
Honestly, he's probably like the
Thank
rest of
God.
us. Well, I guess his only wish was that all this happened after the midterms, but like.
Well, funny that you bring that up. So it's looking better for Democrats.
Oh yeah.
It's looking better.
I mean, praise the baby Jesus.
I mean, it's looking better, but the thing is, it's like if they do stay in control, I'm sorry. I'm like, I need them to start being more like Beto or Rourke and telling a motherfucker to shut up.
Oh
Do we have
yeah,
a clip of him? Do we have a clip of him?
there is all the fuck.
What pisses me off is NPR. I can't believe that you would cuss around kids. Wait,
Get outta
what is
here.
wrong with you? That man laughed at those
Come to my
kids
house.
being shot by an AR-15.
Yeah, fucked up.
What did you think he was going to say? He was like, it's not a laughing matter, motherfucker. If I was in Texas, I'd vote for him. Hell, I'd sleep with him. I'd give it up.
That right
Once you
there
go black,
probably
you
gives
never
us,
go
ladies
back.
and gentlemen. Right. Had that man humping black stools.
I mean, you
That
need
sauce
more.
on 'em, baby.
Yep, put it on them. You need more politicians like that to call people out.
Yeah.
It's enough of this. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm like, the Obamas kill me. When they go low, we go high. Hell no.
Fuck that. I'm over
That
that.
don't work.
You know what? I personally enjoy being the friend in low places. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, like you want to go low? Let me show you what low is.
That's right.
I mean, that whole thing, that whole like the when they go low, we go high thing doesn't work if the other side is completely fucking crazy. It is always low.
And shameless.
And they will always be willing to go lower. Like they just continue to go lower.
Hey, here's Beto
You can't fight them.
You cannot shame the shameless.
Exactly. So like it just doesn't work.
Months since we lost 19 kids and their 2 teachers shot to death with a weapon originally designed for use in combat, legally purchased by an 18-year-old who did not try to obtain one when he was 16 or 17, but followed the law that's on the books, ladies and gentlemen, that says that you can buy not one, you can buy 2 or more if you want to, AR-15s, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and take that weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead, up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
What's he in a nursing home?
I Wait. I didn't see the whole clip. I just read about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to get that man foot. Like, bro.
Yeah.
I may have to move to Texas until November, whatever, 5th.
Man, it's just, you know, the weird thing about Texas is when people move there, they love being in Texas. Like, you ever meet somebody from Texas?
Yes. Oh my God. People from Texas will not shut the fuck up about how great Texas is.
I know.
It's almost as bad as motherfuckers from Maryland and shit. Like crab.
Hey now.
You're bad at both. Like,
it's like
Crabs
Philly
are good
people.
in Maryland.
I got a championship most recently, motherfucker.
Philly is like the Texas of the Northeast, man. It's just, everybody's talking shit about how much they love.
I'll tell you what, Philadelphia has the most amount of mixed kids in the entire goddamn planet. Everybody hates each other's guts, but we're still fucking each other.
That's true. That is true, Philly.
Yeah.
I'll be in Philly next weekend for a wedding.
Oh shit.
Jamie, I'm gonna need some suggestions of where to go.
I got you. I get you right.
I've never been. Can you believe
Say
it?
hello. You've never been to Philly?
How?
I know, it's crazy. It's
so
crazy.
close.
I've driven through it. I've never actually been to Philly.
Oh, it's awesome. I love
The Navy Yard smells great.
Oh man.
I remember going to the vet as a kid. We always drove by the Navy Yard. That's how I knew I was a Philly. That smell. It's sulfur.
That tire fire. You know what I mean? That methane plant.
Why don't you say hello to Dr. Oz?
All right, that motherfucker.
So people are starting to turn on him too.
He'll be at Geno's.
Oh yeah.
All the doctors are turning
I
on
might
him.
have to trip him or something.
Yeah.
I mean, allegedly.
I hate every celebrity that goes to Philly and goes to Geno's or Pat's. Like immediately. Like the rest of the city hates you too.
Right.
Like Anthony Bourdain went to Philly and was like, listen, those places suck, but we're not covering cheesesteaks.
So Jamie, where would you say is the best cheesesteak that I should go to?
I'm from West Philly. I go to Larry's on 54th and City.
Larry's?
Salt, pepper, ketchup, mayonnaise, fried onions. Boom. Best way to do it. Don't get with. You get that when you're drunk as shit. It's not that great when you're sober. You know, get provolone and get American call it a goddamn day. If you're on South Street, make sure you go to Jim's or Ishka Bibbles. If you're in North, take your ass to Max's. If you're in Northeast, get the fuck out of Northeast because that's where heroin goes to die.
Oh.
Okay.
If you're in Roxborough, you're about to see the poorest white people you've ever met in your entire fucking life. And Dora's the nice section of Roxborough, but still just as trashy. It's kind of like going to Hollywood, Florida. You know, the trailer park next to the beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is nice. Heroin.
Oh my God.
You know, it's a bunch of white guys who still watch The Sopranos. You know what I mean? Like it just came out.
It's a bunch of Christophers.
Bunch
of Christophers just walking around.
Right. You know, it's the white guys who say nigga a lot, but they want to be niggas. You know, it's that type of situation. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Did they say Mooly in Philly?
No, I haven't heard Mooly in a minute, but I'll probably smack the shit out of somebody if they say
Yeah.
nothing about that says I'm going to let that pass go across my forehead and shit.
Jamie, you want to explain what Mooly means to the people?
Oh, yeah, please.
Mooly has... all right, think about it like this. It's Italian for nigga. That's the best way to put it.
Oh, okay.
It's the best way to put it. Like, there's a translation, but I'm not getting into it because fuck them or whatever. But yeah. You got to be a bold ass motherfucker to say that shit on like Seagull Street. So, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
I can see Valerie going by your screen. Valerie, you about to go take a shit?
Yeah, she went to take a shit. She ate a lot of Filipino food today. She went to brunch.
Oh, I can use some Filipino food.
That
sounds good.
I mean, bad ain't close.
Shit.
Not a lot of places left. Have you been to the game though?
No.
I still haven't either. I want to
help open that place up, and they got some good shit. JoJo does a fucking hell of a job there.
I've heard good things.
Food is fucking fantastic, dude. And it's a bar.
The last time I had Filipino food, you ever been to El Chucho?
Yes.
Yes.
El Chucho is like a white guy went to Mexico one time and was like, I can do this. The last time
that's what it was. That's exactly what it is.
Last time I had Filipino food, it was like, damn, this white dude went to the Philippines one time and was like, ooh, shit, salty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this. I didn't want this. This isn't crunchy. It's slimy.
Yeah, every once in a while I go to Val's mom's house and her aunt cooks some hell of fucking Filipino food.
I've never had Filipino food.
You ever see Gran Torino?
Yes.
No.
There's a scene where Clint Eastwood's eating all the food. He kept calling these Asian people fish heads. And then he finally got in their house and started eating the food. All these women kept feeding him and shit. And I could just see Marcus being like, "Ooh, what's that shit? I need that too. I don't want to eat all of that." And like the one lady cussing his ass out. The one lady cussing his ass out in like Filipino. And like he looks over, he was like, "What's she saying?" She's like, "Oh, she said she's glad you're here." He was like, "No, she did not." No, she did not.
Oh my lord!
I go to people's house and they see a white boy eating fucking their like cultured food. Like I grew up with a buddy from Korea, and like his dad would cook shit. And I'd eat all the Korean food, and the kids be eating pizza and shit. He'd be like, "Man, fuck my kids."
I got a buddy, Brian Doyle. When I was still living in Philly, he would always come the day after Thanksgiving to my house. And like he was married, had a kid at the time. He showed up without the kid, and like his wife and my mom was like, "Where the fuck are your kids at?" And he was like, "This is my time." He was like, "I'm not bringing them because this plate was made for me yesterday," which it was. Mind you, he'd been doing it since we were 15. He was like, "This plate was made for me yesterday." He's like, "Your mom," and I'm eating this shit. I don't want to talk to nobody. He's like, "Why are you doing that, you know?" Like, it's cool. He was like, "I'm not even taking these motherfuckers and play home." Like,
wow.
His wife one time was like, "Let's go to brunch or something like that." He was like, "No, I got a big ass plate." Miss Donna made this plate for me, yo, and like it's just.
I'm not eating all day. I'm not eating all day.
Right. It's where I gotta be at right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Crystal, you going to town on that?
Yeah, and I got to go in the office tomorrow.
Yeah, you be all right.
I think you'll be fine. You work in a specific type of place where Monday hangovers seem good. Caitlin, can we discuss your Alabama trip?
Which one?
The one where you got the post-it on your car saying "Give up the game."
Oh yeah, yeah. So
I remember, like the second I saw you, I was like, "Wait, something silly happened when she went down there," and it was like it clicked like a second ago. I was like, "Ooh yeah."
Yeah. So my husband. So we took Daniel's truck, my husband, and he has like a pansexual satanic sticker on it. Well, it's like a pansexual pentagram. So, right on the truck. And so they left like a note on the windshield, like saying that you should really reconsider your homosexual and satanic lifestyle choices or something like that. And I was just like, well, this is how you know you're in fucking Alabama, because like.
Please tell me, do you still have that flyer?
The thing they gave me?
Yeah.
I have a picture of it.
Is there a phone number or anything on there?
No.
I would call
right now. Marcus playing a dangerous game, bro.
Yeah, no, they didn't leave any like identifying information. But it's funny though because so okay. I'm gonna say this, I guess, on this podcast, even though technically it's like admitting that DC did something they're not supposed to do. So DC is not supposed to. They're not supposed to approve any religious license plates. Like they're not supposed to approve anything that has to do with religion or politics or anything that could be offensive, right? So like if you go to the DMV in DC and you say like I want like a license plate that says like I love God, they will not approve it.
I like that.
Okay, well,
I did not know that.
Just for shits and giggles, this is before we went to Alabama, so I really wish we'd had it before we went. Daniel put in a license plate request for Hail Satan. Yeah, but it's Hail like STN, you know? And it got fucking approved.
What?
Nice.
They approved it. Yes, they did.
Oh Lord!
Do you have a picture of it?
You know what this means?
Yeah.
Not for nothing. This man
road trip to Alabama.
This man could really just be into satin.
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, exactly. Like, or maybe like we have like a really good friend named Stan. I don't know. They don't know.
Right.
You know?
Stan.
Yeah. And yeah, we do like satin sheets. Sure. I don't know. But
obviously, you've not reconsidered your homosexual and satanic
no,
lifestyle
no,
as was recommended to you.
No, I think I actually that just made me lean more into it. Actually, so.
Hail Stan.
I love it.
I'll send you the picture.
You guys been watching this?
I think this calls for an Alabama road trip.
You know, here's the thing. I'm not going to spend any more money to go there unless someone's dead or getting married, and I have to really like them if they're getting married.
I feel that way. I feel that way about my family in Dayton, Ohio. Like I only come for weddings and funerals, and I really gotta like you.
Yeah, because there's so many other places I could spend money to go. Why am I going to spend money to go there? You know?
Oh, that to go to a goddamn Cracker Barrel? Shit.
Yeah, no. It's not worth it.
Hey, I lived in Dayton,
people...
Ohio for 3 years.
Oh, sorry.
So exactly, I know.
So Cracker Barrel, you're talking about Cracker Barrel. You know they have a big revolt because they put something vegan on the menu, so people said they stop eating.
You know, I stopped going to Cracker Barrel way back in the day when they fucking my parents told me to stop going. My mom's they fired all their gay employees like a long time ago. So I haven't been going there since like the 90s.
I mean, somebody gay has to work there now. Like, I honestly speaking, you know what? Every once in a while when you black, you just kind of let some racist shit go. like, damn, yo, but these pancakes cooked in this lard, though, goddamn it. Like, all right, cool. She gonna call me nigga a couple times, but these pancakes about to be
Oh!
You know what I mean? Like, look, we've all driven through Maryland and stopped at a gas station. Like, you know, the second you walk out there, like, fucking nigger. like, got my gas stuff. Got my gas stuff.
You must be talking about Charles County, Waldorf.
I had a buddy of mine, Jesse, DJ Jesse. He works over at JR's now. But he was telling me some homeless guy like asking for money, he'd have me change, and he was like, broke faggot. He was like, faggot with a house. You know. Sometimes I was like, all right, cool, I'll deal with this shit for like 10, 15 minutes as long as I get my food right. Fuck it. Sometimes it just be a little too racist. It's like, all right, cool, I just wanted a burrito. I didn't need to know all this shit about myself. Or look, didn't you tell us that story about the lady at Denny's? Like, I won't serve him, he's beneath me. Bitch, you work at Denny's. Fuck, I'm beneath you. Fuck out my face. Yes, I want the chicken.
Exactly.
Monkeypox. Let's start here, guys.
Oh no, I'm looking for a picture.
Oh, monkeypox.
How we feeling right now, guys?
So
I'm at the point where I'm like, bring on the apocalypse. I need the zombies and the aliens, like at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, we have everything else, you know. Might as well.
Like the plague is here. Yeah, motherfuckers acting like it ain't. So.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
why nobody can get on a goddamn airplane flight within like an hour and a half anymore. I mean, fuck it.
That's why I don't want to fly anymore, because I feel like the aggravation of it is like so
flying
much. I mean,
sucks.
Flying before pandemic was already like aggravating.
Horrible.
And now it's like 1,000 times worse.
I've flown twice
Flying
this year.
is the worst.
It is.
The
Because I
worst.
flew to Denver in May, and I had a direct flight, and then it was canceled, and then they rerouted me through LaGuardia.
Oh shit!
And I gotta tell you, most of those fuckers did not have on a mask, and I was like, God, please don't make me kill somebody on this plane. You know, because I mean, when I get on the plane, I'm like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. You know,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want no conversation.
Same.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know, and then coming back. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Coming back from I barely made my flight. It was due to my boss that I got there. It was like literally, I was running like O.J. Simpson to get on this flight, and then when I finally got there,
that's a deep cut.
No,
and I gotta tell you, somebody was sitting in my seat.
Oh boy.
This white guy was sitting in my seat, and there was a discussion before I got on board, and they thought that I was going to go along with them staying in my seat. So, I had to get ignorant with them. And I told them, I said, get the fuck up. I said it just like that. I said, get the fuck out of my seat. But flying is the worst. I mean, I'm going to New Orleans later next month. And, I'm like, it's a short flight, but I'm just like, I'm going to have my N95 mask on, and I dare somebody to ask me why I got it on, because I'm going to say, why are you in my pockets? Like, ain't none of your business. I'm like, I don't want to get COVID.
So I got two things. One, I'm going to show a picture when me and Val drove to New Orleans and stopped in Alabama right after they signed some abortion law. This is our picture at some rest stop in Alabama.
Is it like driving to Pittsburgh?
So that's the governor's face, and I put the sticker on.
Nice.
Oh, my Lord.
They're gonna
I
find
forgot
you.
about that.
I did.
Oh, wow.
Marcus, they've been looking for you for so long.
Yeah.
APB.
Can't go back there.
They're about to tap dance on your white ass.
They got you. They got your picture hanging in the.
They're like, this guy should not be allowed back there.
American History X, when he was like explaining how he wants. What's the chick's name? When he got out of prison, he was telling the chick like, we should leave, we gotta be done with this or whatever. She just kept calling him a white nigger. Like, Marcus, someone is saying that about you every time they see that shit.
I'm okay with that.
When in the fuck is he coming back? Because he's got to die. Fucking Alabama. Fuck Alabama.
Agree. 100%.
Actually, you know what? Honestly speaking, fuck Georgia too, because it's just Alabama winning Atlanta.
Exactly. Exactly. Same thing.
Ouch.
Louisiana's Alabama with a swamp and better food. Like, just,
The only place that's worse than Alabama is Mississippi.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is Mississippi is 40% minority. Nobody gets that. It's like one of them things you would think it was like 10 of us. You know what I mean? It's like, no, 40%. Like, we could have took this bitch over a long time ago.
I mean, there's a lot of minorities in Alabama too, but
yeah,
still sucks down there. Marcus, I sent you the picture.
Okay. I will pull it up right now.
What is this a picture of? What are we looking at?
Oh, what the young lady put on her car when she was in Alabama.
No, it's not that picture. It's the license plate.
Oh, shit. Hell, Satan's even better.
But I can find that too.
We are all about the satin on this show.
While we have a little lull right now, why don't we do some calls to action? We are the District of Misfits Show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits Show. On Twitter at DC Misfits. On the YouTubes at the District of Misfits Show. Please like and subscribe. Twitch, you can find us at District of Misfits. And if you'd like to buy some lovely gear, please go to CrushingDC.com and see what new stuff we have available. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, or if you'd like to start a podcast of your own, as Crystal and Ian have done themselves, please email us at districtdogstudio@gmail.com.
All right. Hold on. Got one more picture I'm trying to get.
Ian, what are you ripping up over there? Those sensitive documents?
That's right. All the classified documents that I keep in my home.
You're just ripping in two pieces and like putting them out in the trash. For everybody to see.
Yep.
I imagine that's what Trump would do. Like, I imagine that
wait.
I'm just gonna rip it once, maybe twice, and then like.
The plumbers at the White House. Apparently, he would take messages and notes and like rip them up and throw them down the toilet.
Yep.
And the plumbers would later on find the motherfuckers and be like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm supposed to be reading this crumpled up piece of paper, but like,
stop doing that."
Here it is.
I'll be so annoyed.
What's the matter with him?
So we're just talking about flights, right? Who here has flown in Spirit?
I hate Spirit Airlines.
Like ever?
It's not really
I have.
flying. Spirit's not really flying. It's more like you get on like a Greyhound bus and they attach you to a slingshot and hopefully.
So here's a TikTok about Spirit.
You land and it catches it.
Wow.
Good morning, y'all, and welcome to Flight 457, straight flight to Las Vegas. Y'all, unfortunately, we do not have a pilot for this flight, so we will be asking for volunteers. All you need is a valid driver's license, and you are good to go. If at any certain point nobody wants to volunteer, we will be choosing a person at random. Also, you guys, both bathrooms are currently unavailable, but we did put Walmart trash bags under the seat, so if you have to go, they are there for your likings. At this time, we have locked all cabin doors, so no one's allowed out. Unfortunately, you guys, all the stewardesses are working from home virtually, so if you have any questions, please ask them right now, because when we get to 100 feet in the air, we will lose signal. Thank y'all for flying Spirit Airlines, and we would hope to see y'all in Vegas.
Okay.
That's not too far off. That's not too far off the actual experience.
It's not.
No, I thought it was funny last time. The guy, you know, they do the whole pre-flight speech or whatever. He was like, if you're flying for the first time, or if you told yourself you're never gonna fly this shit again, like, damn, bro. Like,
it should be the line should be like Spirit Airlines. We knew you'd come back.
Spirit Airlines, you know your bitch ass couldn't afford this trip.
Oh, I love it.
Spirit Airlines. Well,
it's like that, huh?
Just that emoji, it's gonna be like.
Right.
The Spirit Airlines would be like, well, we tried.
Yes.
Spirit Airlines.
Okay, so
man.
one of the things that we had wanted, part of why we have Caitlin on the show, is we wanted to talk about some of the things that are continuing to be issues in our restaurant, like the bar and restaurant industry, that were allegedly supposed to be addressed, and sort of ways to address them were supposed to be cultivated back in 2018 when we were fighting against Initiative 77 to eliminate tip credit. And 4 years later, some of these things are still pretty rampant. And I think that especially with the pandemic, they've just become exacerbated. Caitlin had posted something on Facebook a few weeks ago about something that's been going on at her former place of work. And, you know, and the sad part about it is that it really isn't unique to where she has been working before. I mean, I think that unfortunately there's still a lot of really bad actors in our industry, and things haven't really been addressed, and people aren't being held accountable, and it's like a problem. It's a problem in DC. I imagine it's probably a problem, you know, nationwide. So it's something that I think that we need to discuss and we need to shed light on. So Caitlin,
yes,
tell us what has been happening.
What up?
So what happened was I left Beer Garden Haas.
Oh, we can't say the name.
Never mind. Just kidding.
We all heard the name.
I left a certain place that I worked at. So all this stuff happened after I left. So really what happened was that former employees of the place reached out to me. They wanted this stuff to kind of get out in the open. And but they were like fearing like retaliation, you know? So they didn't want to say it themselves, but they wanted it to get out anonymously. And I was like, well, I don't give a shit. I don't work there anymore. I don't mind talking about this stuff because I think that these people need to be called out on this like really shitty behavior. And I was like, I'll totally post it. Just, you know, not say who told me. That, you know, there's multiple employees that came to me and told me this stuff. So without saying any names, that I might have already done on accident. To be fair, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to say a name. Anyway, so they hired. So first of all, there was minor staff like violating ABRA things and like serving alcohol, and it was like the owner's kids, right? Which that's just straight up violating ABRA rules. But even worse is that they hired a new general manager, and he misgendered employees even after being corrected. He used their dead names. He told female employees to show their tits to get better tips, to show their tits, to flirt with customers. He made a lot of the femme employees really uncomfortable. He even made customers uncomfortable. He like stole tips from the tip workers. He was a salaried manager, and he put his name on the tip sheet and got tips, which you're also not supposed to do.
This guy's a piece of shit.
Highly illegal.
Highly illegal. I mean, yeah, it's just really bad. And like the thing is, in what I think, honestly, I think what makes me probably the most pissed off about this is that, like, I posted this, right? I tried to post it to a very, very large district, in a very large district-oriented group for industry professionals that I will not name. And I know that they're trying to avoid drama and everything and whatever. I get that, but like, why are we trying to avoid drama when it's just calling out like bad fucking behavior? Can we just call it out? Can you I'm sick of this. Like it's like we were saying earlier. Like I'm sick of the like when they go low we go high thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like sure. No. Like,
so in all fairness, I mean, similar to why we can't name names, that's why we can't name names on that page. Yeah. Because, I mean, there's like a liability issue, and like the owner of that page could get sued.
Well, can they get sued if it's not them saying it? If they're just
no, because it's on the page. She's responsible for that page.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's why we don't necessarily do things like that.
Yeah.
Similarly to why we're technically not supposed to like.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, about that is that I'm in other groups in other industries, like the animal care field, right? Mm-hmm. That are way bigger than this group that I'm talking about, that we use in DC, and they do call out shit like this in facilities by name and people by name, and they don't have any problem.
I imagine that those bigger groups probably have a legal team.
No, they don't. It's like just literally volunteers. Like yeah. I mean, I've been on it for a really long time, and it's just like I think that I mean, it comes down like a freedom of speech thing, like unless you're like I don't know. I don't really see how she could get like sued for that. Maybe Ian.
I think she's been like advised before.
Oh well. I don't know. I still think
I don't think it's very strong. I don't think there's very strong likelihood of liability.
Yeah.
You might get sued for slander, but I mean Trump turns around and sues people for slander all the time, and then the case gets thrown out. But
sure, but like this person doesn't have money to be going to like.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like she's like a corporation that's being.
I would say Caitlyn is well within her rights to speak what has been told to her, and any sort of slander, it would be, look, I spoke the truth. This is what was relayed to me, and
So, like on her own page, she can do it, but I think this is the reason why on this other page, this group page, that like issues like this aren't normally approved on that page.
Yeah. Go to Yelp.
I don't use Yelp. This is a so
like the
go to Yelp. You can be Hail Satan 69, and totally anonymous. until they figure out what your license plate is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so like the bigger issue is that like a lot of these things that were I think that you had that people had brought to light to you in about that place is the issue is that those issues have been it's not unique to that establishment.
And like the other thing I was gonna say too, and I got kind of lost track. I'm not just complaining about like the fact that it didn't get on that group, but also just the fact that even when I did post it, it didn't get a whole lot of like attention. Like, you know, like in like I mean,
because it's not like sexy. Like people are. It's not like clickable, right? I mean, like
part of that is because Facebook's algorithm is dog shit. Fucking hate that app so much. But yeah, it didn't get a whole lot of attention. The individual I'm talking about doesn't work there anymore. Apparently, I don't know if it was because he was. I don't know if it was because he was fired though. I don't know. But I want to make sure that somebody like that doesn't get another job at another restaurant in DC. Like we need to start calling these people out. We need to not let this shit happen. We need to not be worried about how it's gonna like. I mean, yeah, I get that people are scared. That's why these employees came to me, right? But like this behavior is just gonna keep happening if people don't speak out about it or call it out for how shitty it is.
Right.
You know, and like the thing is, like we fought so hard, you know, against Initiative 77, right? And like, you know, preserving the tip credit. And a lot of the argument for that was like, oh, well, you know, sometimes like people have to like flirt for tips and like there's like all this like problem. So then when we leave individuals like this in our industry, it is just making the argument on the other side. It's making it easier for them. Right.
Right.
You know, and it's like, we have to be able to call out the bad actors in our own circles.
Right. And I think that what's problematic is there are things that were supposed to be put in place within our government in DC that were supposed to help to address those issues. And that was supposed to make it easier for workers to be able to report these things. And like nothing in the 4 years since that came about, nothing has been, you know, really been established that can help people in our industry. And it's frustrating, you know, and I think that there are a lot of places where, you know, I mean, and things like this are happening across the board, you know, and I feel like it's still, I mean, what you're saying and what you're saying that your former employees were telling you is pretty common, that people don't feel comfortable coming forward, that they're worried about retaliation.
Yeah.
That you know, and I think also there are people who I know personally who've worked at multiple establishments throughout the city that feel like they feel uncomfortable reporting because there's still people within that establishment that they still fuck with, you know, that they still they don't want to jeopardize their ability to make money because they're reporting the establishment. And I think that really sucks, you know, because, you know, I said it like, so I've talked about this before on our show. We have a group chat on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger.
I was just about to bring this up.
Of women, of mostly women in our industry, where we like complain about different shit, right? And like the one thing that I said, I was like, you know, this is the biggest problem. When Caitlin brought it up, and I was like, when people don't report these issues, then those bad actors will continue to behave badly, and they will never be held accountable. You know, and like it's just frustrating. But like, there's really no measure in place for anybody to feel comfortable doing that. You know,
well, and
can I just make a quick? I'm sorry. I think the word you're looking for is union.
Yeah.
Like
so yes
bargaining.
and no.
Yes and
but
no.
like unionizing is problematic because the service industry is so fluid, and there's so much variety. Like, there are so many people who are in it for different reasons. It's hard to unionize and establish an industry that is so diverse. And I think ultimately that was one of the issues that are the opposition, the people who are supporting eliminating tip credit, were facing. They were saying that they ultimately want to unionize, but they cannot because our industry is so varied, and ultimately unionizing the industry would allow them to have more control and more political backing if you unionized our industry. And that's not really what we're about.
Those all sound like excellent arguments that management would make against union.
Okay, but we're talking about people who are not management who are arguing these things. Right?
Yeah, I think this kind of is very similar to just the argument that because we agree with some of the owners in our industry about not getting rid of the tip credit, that we're shills or whatever. It's sort of like the same. Like, sometimes you can agree with managers or owners about things, and it's just, that's fine. We don't always have to be on different sides. But one thing, go ahead.
Economic power comes from one of two things. It comes from money or it comes from numbers. So if you don't have if you're working at a restaurant for tips, you're not on the money side. So the only way that you can exercise real economic power in the industry is through collective bargaining. Whether you call it union, whether you follow DOL guidelines for unionizing the way that the individual Starbucks stores. I get all the problems with unionizing individual shops, but I feel like there has to be better coordination among workers in all industries, but especially, as somebody, I spent a lot of time in the food service industry myself. So before I started law school, so I get it. I get exactly the situation. It's the exact same conversations I had with my coworkers 30 years ago. You really need to have, like I say, you've got to have numbers in your favor if you're going to exercise any kind of political or economic power in the industry. And when workers don't have the power, you have situations of exactly the types of abuses that you're seeing. I'm not sitting here telling you guys you're wrong or that you haven't figured this out and I've got all the answers, but it does sound to me like that's the common refrain of the non-unionized worker is I'm under their thumb, and they, we can report this shit and we can talk about, all the bad stuff that management does, but at the end of the day, what can we do about it? Not much.
Well, I think that part of the problem though is that I don't really understand. I think that more people just need to fucking start talking about it and not and not staying silent about it. I don't need a union to tell me to what's wrong and what's right and to stand up for myself. And I don't need I just think people need to be more willing to get this stuff out in the open if they're, especially if they're in a position to do it. I'm not saying that victims all need to come forward and everything, but somebody like me can speak up for those victims. There's many of us that can speak up for other people when we don't, and we were just talking in our messenger chat, and again, I'm not going to name names or anything. But there's recently an individual has come to light in the community for sexual abuse allegations. And this individual has not been called out in any way publicly yet. But the word is kind of spreading around a little bit, and it's just I'm just getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of it not people not talking about this when they know about it, if you know about something, you then try to at least warn people or at least talk about it and like spread the word. Like, I'm not saying you have to do what I did and like go out and make a whole public post about it, but we just need to get better about like really supporting each other in this industry.
Right, and the owners and operators need to be better about like supporting their employees. You know, I mean, I think that there's a situation that's come to my attention of an establishment that where there was an allegation of sexual harassment, sexual assaults between employees, but their ultimate response was, well, this is alleged, this didn't happen on premise, there's nothing we can do. But like, there has to be something, you know, and like there has to be some sort of support that should be offered to that person who has taken like has been brave enough and had the courage enough to come to their superiors and report the issue. Right. But like, and that's something that should have been, that was supposed to be set up through our DC government in response to the Initiative 77, you know, and like part of that was what was supposed to be woven into the law that was actually passed, that was to overturn the initiative. But, you know, I mean, but there really hasn't been, they've I feel like they've just forgotten about it. And it's not just that, it's like wage theft. There's still issues, like rampant issues of wage theft and discrimination and just a lot of different things, and there still isn't any there haven't been any official measures that put in place to protect the workers. And I mean, I hear what you're saying, Ian, about like unionization, but like, I mean, again, for our industry, that ends up being a little bit problematic, because part of what is so attractive to a lot of people in our industry is that there is a lot of flexibility within the industry, so that you're able to pursue other things or like do other things, and like unionizing it would curtail that a little bit.
Yeah, I would hard disagree with that, but you know, that is. But anyway, like, yeah, I mean, I agree, Caitlin, that bad behavior needs to be called out. Bad people need to be shown a light on, and you know, I give you total props for speaking out.
Thank you. I mean, it was a lot easier for me though, because I'm not there anymore. I get it that people are there, you know, are scared to say stuff.
Right.
You know, but I mean, like I said, I just think that more people that are in the position to do something should, and they're not. I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, you know, that these people just keep getting away with it over and over and over again.
Right. And as I said, you know, I think there's like that fear of retaliation, like what you said your friends are doing or feeling, and also just fear of, of affecting the business so much that people end up losing their jobs. And there are a lot of people who work at, you know, whatever establishment that it might be. And it's frustrating to know that there aren't other avenues or routes that people can take in order to really shed light on bad behavior.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I can charge this. My laptop's about to die. I've lost ports on this.
My phone's about to die too, so I'm actually gonna boogie out. But I always enjoy being a guest. I thank you guys, and Caitlin and Crystal, good to see you. And
Good to see you.
Keep on, Marcus. Be well.
Bye.
Take care. Take care.
Yeah.
Hi, Ian.
What's going on, Val?
I don't have a port to charge the laptop, but, because I'm using it on other places.
What?
But there are only 2 ports in the laptop.
It doesn't. Need that for the power cord, Val. It has its own plug.
Oh shit, that's right. I am, because I'm using a different computer.
Okay.
It's the power.
Why don't we wait for Val to figure
The power
out?
isn't working. The power that it's plugged into isn't working.
So, okay, I have a question. So, let me get this straight. So, we're all taxpayers here. Well, okay, Caitlin and I live in the district. So, you mean to tell me our government is not providing the means for folks to report bad behavior in these establishments? Okay, that in itself, it sickens me. I mean, especially sickens me because we've not heard the so-called mayor AC, talk about this, because you know how she's always talking about, she's there for the small businesses, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, people are being affected like this, and there is no means for them to get a resolution to what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't go to that establishment anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And for a variety of reasons, because I've witnessed some things there.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. And, and it's just like, they get away with it because people are afraid, and they prey on that.
Uh-huh.
Of people being afraid. And then you know how the old saying goes, divide and conquer.
Yep.
And they do it well. And then, when everybody does come together, it's a little too late. And it's like, people don't want to go on a limb because they gotta eat for a living. They gotta have a roof over their head.
Uh-huh.
And we totally get it, but it's just like, this can't keep going on. I mean, why the hell Eleanor Holmes Norton ain't doing shit about it?
Why don't we just have like an anonymous fucking tip line to the government? You just call in a complaint. You don't have to give any identifying information. It triggers a fucking investigation. That's it.
Right.
It's like it's not that hard. You don't need a whole ass union to get that done.
No, you don't.
Like it's not hard. But yet that's not happening. So
I'm curious about the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah. Like,
it's just like, this, because people, the bad actors, they'll keep doing what they're doing until they're caught.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to have these systems in place to protect us, and they're not protecting us.
Why are they not
that's
protecting?
the problem.
Yeah. Why is it not happening?
Right.
I mean, America. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking problems, but yeah. I mean, it should be happening. But yeah, why isn't it? I don't know. Why isn't a lot of things happening?
Yeah, this disturbs me because, if you can't feel safe in the place where you work, and you're there for the majority of the time during the day or night, that's troubling.
Yeah.
I just think, the mayor of this city, she does a piss poor job. She does suck.
I agree.
She only goes into certain wards. She doesn't care. She's not the mayor of DC, of all DC. She's the mayor of certain parts of DC.
Right.
I couldn't vote in the primary because I'm a registered independent, but she's going to win again, which is unfortunate. But she needs to understand. I honestly think that in the future, well, no, not even in the future, make her feel some fucking pain.
See, this is when you need.
You
need to run in DC.
No, because I want real power.
Fair.
I do. I want real power.
So now,
I mean,
I guess the thing about this situation is that is that the mayor isn't necessarily in control of addressing this. I mean, it's so who is there's a person who's overseeing the committee for labor and whatever it is, right? That person is
one of the council members.
Yes, that person is Liz Silverman. So she was sort of responsible. She was supposed to be responsible for overseeing all of these things. You know, that stuff just went to the wayside once all of that once the initiative would have overturned, and and then they put the what do you call it, the response to initiative, so the repeal. Once they put that into law, there were things that should have been put in place in order to make it easier for people to report, and that wasn't put in place. I agree with you about the mayor, but in this instance, like, the mayor is not responsible for that. That's
I mean, but she's a part of the government, though. But the thing is, okay, so let me wrap my head around this. So when that law was passed, so you're saying that there were provisions in that law 4 years ago that provided certain protections and processes for folks when they encountered something on the job in your industry. And you're telling me that law has not been implemented. Those provisions have not been implemented at all.
I mean, not to my knowledge.
They were supposed to set up like a lot of different things as part of like the repeal, like part of the like, I feel like it like part of the what's it called? Oh my god, I'm blanking on the word. When you come to a resolution together.
A resolution?
Arbitrator?
No. God damn it. Whatever. I can't think of it. I'll think of it like literally after this is over. But I feel like part of the repeal of Initiative 77 and everything was to put these okay, we're going to repeal Initiative 77, but all of these other concerns that we have, we'll put these things in place to fix these concerns. And then it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. So, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, I think, again, if there were provisions in the repeal and that were supposed to be implemented and they weren't, then that's the fault of the city council.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like, they should be held accountable. And also, I mean, ultimately, other the establishments that are being that are guilty of these indiscretions and like bad acting, they should be held accountable too.
Right.
There ultimately there should be stronger what do you call it, measures in place that ensure that there's a significant amount of oversight in our industry, and that was supposed to be put in place after 77, because that was an issue that was brought up a lot of times, and it really hasn't been. I think it's sort of fallen to the wayside, and our council should be held to that standard. They should be pulled out on that, and those things should be available to us as workers. I mean, I understand there are some people who believe that we as an industry should be more proactive in advocating for the workers and all that stuff, which I agree with, but like the onus shouldn't have to be only on the workers.
Yeah.
I mean, we have enough on our plates. We're just trying to get by. People are trying to do their jobs, and to put that onus on our shoulders to insist that we are the ones who should be forcing our employers and operators and the council and the government to ensure that our rights are valued and that are followed. I mean, that shouldn't be on us completely.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I know, and I appreciate what Ian was saying about like unionizing, because I know that in a lot of different industries, like unionization is really beneficial. And I am not saying that like necessarily the unionization in the service industry would be bad, but I think it would definitely hinder a lot of the things that people find so attractive about our industry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask Crystal this: is there something besides a union that you could form that would have power? Like a guild or something like
a collective
guild.
How fucking hell? Just don't words out there.
There are guilds already, but they don't seem to care about workers' rights.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
now, in all fairness, the challenge also is that like our industry is full of a bunch of people who are really super unreliable.
Yeah, it's the whole, what's the analogy? Herding cats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really hard.
I do that every Sunday.
I do that every have you seen these cats? I'm constantly fucking herding cats.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally fucking yeah, I mean that's another reason why I just don't really see unions working too well with our industry. It's just it's all over the fucking place, right? Like I feel like we need something that's simple, to the point. You don't have to sign up for it. You don't have to be a member. You just
right.
You can just call in and get shit done. That's it.
That's not how it works. That's not how that works.
No, but I wish you did though.
Right.
But here's the thing. Okay, I think that there has to be the council has to provide stronger oversight of these restaurants and bars in the city.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I mean, this
like
continues.
That should be like a. I don't know. They should be getting like if a place is proven to be engaging in wage theft, I think the penalties need to be way harsher. Because then these places would not do it. Like it's just like with like APRA violations, right? Like you have a certain amount of strikes and then you're out, sort of thing. Like when you do something like that, set up for like wage theft and like sexual harassment claims and like stuff like that. Like we just need more of those measures put in place, I think.
No, I mean, because I think that there should be, it needs to be brought to the attention of the council, and call them on it, that they're not doing their due diligence on oversight, because that's a part of their jobs is to provide oversight, and they're not doing it.
Right, and you're absolutely right. They aren't doing it, and and we as an industry have suffered.
Yeah.
I mean, so, the organizations and the people who have been supporting this notion of eliminating tip credit. I mean, obviously these people have a wider agenda, a nationwide agenda, and like I said, ultimately they would like to unionize our industry so that they can create a base that can be used to support their platforms.
I mean, they want to make money. That's the thing.
Right. They want to make money
and get power.
It becomes like money talks, and then unions tend to support whichever party, and then that can then they have ultimately they've created more backing.
That's why I'm not a huge fan of it too, is just because like I feel like with unions, like with the restaurant industry, like I don't know. I just feel like they can take their power a little bit too far sometimes. Like you have to like, it's the membership fees, like, and I feel like unions can be used in a way just as other capitalist systems are used, right? Like to to control people and to like make people do what they want them to do just because like they have to do that to be in the union. I'd rather everyone just be able to do whatever they want as long as they're not hurting anybody else. It's a really simple concept, right?
And I go back to like the issue of like that there's such a fluidity and varied way of running restaurants and bars, that it would be very difficult in the system that is already in place, and the way that the industry is already run. It would be very hard to unionize our industry, like the workers, the tipped employees or non-tipped employees even, and because there's such a wide variety of business models within our industry.
How are you gonna get the fucking brunch workers to the same meeting that the 4 a.m. bartenders go to? Right. That's not gonna happen.
And like certain regulations that maybe would make sense for a corporate establishment might not work so well for a tavern that doesn't serve food.
Exactly.
And like
the little dive bars don't need to be under the same thing as Waffle House,
right?
Or like Ruby Tuesdays, or.
So is it maybe like? Is it like an umbrella aspect of it all? Like have one main thing and then have like certain branches of that thing?
I think the unions are sort of like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like a union for the restaurant industry would be sort of like an umbrella, but it wouldn't be diverse enough. It's just, you can't do it. I don't think you could do it. Not well.
I mean, go ahead, Crystal.
No, I mean, I like, seriously, I think, the council they're not doing their damn job.
Definitely not.
Because they're always talking about small businesses are the backbone of America, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, then put your money where your mouth is and provide some oversight to those workers that are the backbone of these damn businesses and do something.
Right. Just
I mean, I just
workers, like be more present for us. And like, if there are issues, like we should be able to workers should be able to have a place where they feel comfortable and safe reporting their establishments without, like what you were saying, Caitlin, like fear of retaliation.
Yeah.
Like there shouldn't be retaliation.
It should just be anonymous. They should be able to do it without any. Like they should just be able to fucking put it in on a tip line, but like, I mean, the problem is that like, these council members and these politicians in our city and everywhere, they like to say this shit. They like to say that they care about small businesses and they care about workers and they care about how safe we are and how we feel. But when it comes down to it, they don't really give a shit. They're just saying things so that they can get voted and they can get more power. A lot of times. There's not enough like good people in government, to be honest. And that really is the root of the problem. Is that you have a whole lot of people. They talk the talk, don't walk the walk.
Right.
Right.
What else is new? Like.
I mean,
go ahead, Marcus.
I wasn't gonna say that. I said, I was just transitioning. No, go ahead. I was just transitioning.
No, I mean, I y'all are kind of garbling up a little bit. No, I mean, seriously, I just think if in statute that they're in that law 4 years ago, and there were provisions in there to provide protections to industry workers, and they have not been implemented by the city council, it's time to call them to account.
So it's time for us to start making a stink and start blowing shit up. If they ain't doing it, fucking let's blow it up. Let's like not get them rehired. Let's get them out. Let's fuck them up. Yeah, I mean,
because
you got to.
You do. I mean,
yeah.
And then they can't keep saying they're going to do shit and then not do shit.
I'm saying. Right. So you start calling them out on these social media platforms. You call them out on this show. We start calling these motherfuckers. We got enough restaurant bartender people. Hell, I have enough co-hosts that can start doing this shit. And we can start a fucking podcast that actually talks about the shit, and that's solely what we talk about.
Yeah.
We pick a fucking we pick a council person, an episode, what they haven't fucking done, what they have promised us, what the fuck are they going to do about it? And then you send that to them via email, but hey, what the fuck are you going to do for us? And you put it in front of their face. Like, and that's the thing with government. And Crystal can tell you this: if you, like you said, if you don't hold them accountable and you don't speak loud enough, you don't get the numbers. You need the numbers to piss people off. You know, and you need the numbers to get in front of their eyes. So it's almost like you almost have to fucking burn the fucking house down to fix the fucking house.
Let's start with Charles Allen. I mean, you know.
Tell me more. Tell me more, girl.
Yes, please.
Because, you know, Caitlin, you know this on Hill East Facebook page. You know, those idiots are always, oh, you should reach out to Charles Allen and his staff. They'll help. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
He doesn't care. None of them care.
The politicians.
I'm like, because I've never gone to his office for anything. And I'm not, because he's ineffective. I mean, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand DC.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't. None of them care. But you need to start calling them out, because I can tell you, as a former Hill staffer, when we got enough letters from constituents, we would have a talk internally on how we were going to respond.
So what is the conversation behind the fucking Wizard of Oz? Like, what is that conversation?
So, like, literally, so there was one issue. It was about the credit unions. And you know, a lot of people are members of credit unions.
I am.
Yep. And I mean, and so Congress was going to do something stupid, and that would affect people's ability to, you know, join a credit union, and they were going to take away certain things.
Right.
So we got enough letters. So the letters got up to 500, then 1,000, and it just kept growing. So we had to have a meeting, and they basically were like, well, we're getting all these letters and calls from constituents, and we need to respond.
Right.
And we have to think about two different types of letters. You need to get these council members, you need to flood them. Emails, on social media, calling them.
I got 15
even
emails.
Like, yep.
I got 15
And then
emails.
even doing snail mail.
What's that?
You know, snail mail.
Fuck it. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense.
You know, y'all need to
like MailChimp or some shit. Some like email and fucking source.
Yep. Need to inundate them to make a point, so they need to see that, oh my God, our constituents are writing us about the same thing. And, you know, how do we respond? We need to take this seriously, because that's the only way you're going to get their attention. And then also, the lady that has been providing comments, you need to follow the money. Y'all need to start looking at these campaign contributions, what industries they're getting these campaign contributions from. And you need to call them out on that. And like, if you see enough money coming from a certain industry in the city to these politicians, call them on it. They're like, oh, so basically, I'm a constituent and you don't care about me, but you care about the money from this particular business person over me. Right. So you in their pocket and you corrupt. You got to call them. Call them on their bullshit. Oh, I love this.
What's his name? David Grosso would have loved it. He's not there.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously. You got to follow the money on this, and you got to figure out, like, which council members are beholden to these industry folks that own these businesses, and call them on it. And then once you call them on it and you say, I want to meet with you because we need to talk about this face to face, or do it virtually. But I mean, but they need to understand, like, if enough people leave these establishments, you know what's going to happen. You know, they're going to lose their tax base.
Yeah.
No money.
Yep. You got to hit them where it hurts, but you got to get their attention.
Right.
And if, you know, once you get their attention, you say, you know what? If you're not going to meet with me, I'm just gonna keep calling you on your bullshit.
Right.
Until you do something about it. Until like, oh, I'm sorry, you abide by the law that you passed. And if you're not gonna provide oversight, well, guess what? We're gonna go to the court of public opinion, and we're gonna read you to filth. Politicians don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like being called out.
They do not like being called out. But if you don't say anything, and if you don't bring it to their attention, they'll think that nothing is wrong,
or you're not paying attention.
Right. You need to make them pay attention. Flood them with emails. I mean, and just be like, look, until you do something about it, we're gonna keep writing you.
So
we're gonna post this on we're gonna post this on every social media platform.
Do you have and people that you worked for over the years with? Do you have an email list? You have hundreds of bartenders together.
I mean, not hundreds, but we could probably get some together. Yeah.
I mean, you go to the chats that you guys are in, collect the emails, send this shit out to them, saying, "Hey, this is a generic letter. Change it the way you want. Here's point A, B, C, and D, and here's where we're gonna send it."
I mean, I imagine that we could compile like a group of,
Yeah. That's where you need to go. That's how it needs to start. That's how you start the movement.
Yep.
Right.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. I mean, they need to. You need to inundate them to the point where they're going to get irritated that they know they're going to have to. They're going to get irritated and they're going to have to respond
every day. Has to be the same.
Yep, do it every day. And I mean, it doesn't have to be many of you, but as long as it's consistent. And then you know what? I mean, and then start talking to the local media.
Right.
And just be like, you know what? Y'all need to investigate this shit. 7 on your side, investigate this.
Not wrong.
Write a letter.
And it's not going to be hard because you know what? The TV people want shit like this. This is what they
do.
Want. They love shit. They love juice like this. Because, I mean, Caitlin, if you took your letters that you posted on Facebook, you sent that to NBC or
you
ABC,
tweeted it on
put it, tag them in these things. Tag them in these things. Tag all the media in these things. Because people get embarrassed. People get, they get in front of shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about politicians, they're all egotistical.
They
have to hit someone who's narcissist with ego. You have to embarrass them.
You do.
Shame them.
I mean, look, even in my line of business now, I'm gonna tell you, when I tweet stuff, if a client of mine tweets something, then I'm like, oh, I need to retweet this to the White House and to a certain member of Congress.
Tell them about the AOC tweets.
Huh?
Tell them about the AOC tweets.
Okay. Well. Okay, I do not suffer fools gladly. I do not. I don't like ignorance. I don't like ignorant ass people. However, we got a bunch of ignorant ass people in Congress, and she's one of them. I agree with her on some things, but the majority of the time, I do not. So she and others have spouted some crap on Twitter, basically saying, oh, we have the House, the Senate, and the White House. And I go, oh, honey, really? I go, okay. I said, no, you don't. I said, technically, you don't. I said, there's 50-50 split in the Senate. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. What's the magic number? It's 60. I said, tell me I'm wrong. I said, I'm a former House and Senate staffer. Tell me I'm wrong. I said, I'm tired of you getting people all riled up because you keep spouting this disinformation and it's wrong.
Right.
And I go, you don't have the power. It's like if the vice president votes, does the tie-breaking vote, cast the tie-breaking vote, it's 51-50. But on major pieces of legislation, you need 60 votes. And you don't have 60 votes. because you got to get 8 Republicans to vote with the Democrats. So that's why I called her on it. And I'm like, and I called the other Nina Turner. I think she's a Russian bot because she's ignorant. You know, it's just like you sit there and you're like, do you not know how your government works? That's why I'm like, topless government, for the love of God, please. Let me explain this to you, how your government works. You know, it's like, don't always think you shout it loud enough and you keep saying the same thing over and over again. It's not true. And like the president doesn't have unlimited power. He does not. He's constrained because what is that called? Checks and balances.
Right.
Of the 3 branches of government. I'm like, get over it. I mean, yeah, I'm like, ugh. But no, y'all need to irritate the city council. And you need to call the chairperson of the labor committee on it. And I mean, go after all of them. And just keep going after and go to the local networks and say, you need to investigate this because this is a continuing problem. And, you know, everybody, all they're trying to do is work. All they're trying to do is make a living as best as they can. And they're not safe in these establishments. And they don't have the mechanisms to go and report this. Because our city government that we pay taxes ain't doing their damn job.
Right.
They're not. Like y'all pay their taxes. Y'all pay their salaries.
Right.
You know, and they need to understand. I was like, no. I mean, and again, follow that campaign money too. And like seriously, because once you start calling them on them campaign dollars and who's been giving them all that money, in every tweet, Facebook page post, you report. It's public knowledge. You're not violating no law. All you got to do is say, oh, yeah, X council member is getting X from blah, blah, blah. And then provide the link. It's public knowledge.
Right.
And they're not going to like it because oh, damn, they following the money. We got to talk to them.
Right.
Well, okay. No,
so
I'm just saying in general.
AOC was a bartender. She wasn't a bartender for very long. She also is like drank the Kool-Aid about, you know, this whole like one fair wage, blah, 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 you know. So she's in there. They're in the pocket. She's in the pocket of the ROC and one fair wage about elimination of the tip credit, but she clearly doesn't understand. If she can't understand how the restaurant and bar industry is, the systems are in place and how they function, then she really wasn't in it for very long. No. And if she does believe that elimination of tip credit is better for the industry, then that means she wasn't very good at her job.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, because ultimately it would be detrimental to the industry as a whole. And anyone who doesn't understand why that is the reality, then they don't understand how bars and restaurants operate, and they probably weren't very good at their jobs.
Right. Well, because they're always about the whole equity and everybody should be getting a fair wage, and like, you know what? Everybody wants that. However, in certain industries, people want the flexibility to be able to go work at a place when they want to, and then have their other side hustles.
Right.
And they can also make more money in their side hustle.
But we also like to have the control of how much money you're going to make. You know, as a tipped employee, you work really hard to provide the service for people, and then ultimately you're paid back with the tip. And like, you know, once that's removed, then people will just do whatever bare minimum of what needs to be done, because why are you going to exert yourself when you're just making that base wage with like a little bit of tip on top, you know, if you're lucky. if you're lucky that somebody might tip you on top of that. You know, I mean, it's not the same. You're not going to be making the same amount of money that you're doing under the current system. And nobody asks for your fucking help. So shut the fuck up and stay the fuck out of our business.
Exactly.
You know, that's the bottom line. Like, stay the fuck out of it. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted your fucking help. So stay the fuck out. Like,
well, I have a question. So there's one establishment, I mean, that I really like going to near my office, and they have that 20% surcharge service fee.
Right. So that service fee no longer goes to if it's designated as a service fee, that no longer goes to the tipped employee because now they're no longer tipped. That goes that now becomes revenue for the business, and they can distribute that money, that 20%, however way they want to. Most establishments right now are giving it straight to the tipped employee because they are still tipped. They're still they're still utilizing tip credit, or because, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know, but
instead of the kitchen workers more, then now they can use that to pay them.
Right. So there now, if you're implementing a tip credit, if you're implementing a service charge versus like a 20% gratuity, then that 20% belongs to the establishment. It no longer belongs to the worker, and they can use that to pay whatever they want to for the overhead. They can pay the back of the house. They can use it to subsidize your now 300% increase in labor costs, you know, so you're not getting that 20% anymore. So great, you're getting paid $16.10 an hour, which is the minimum wage, but like now you're only getting, let's say, 5% of that 20%. So, you know, your average hourly pay is now at $20 versus like 65 or 40, you know, and it's just, you know, it's not a fix to a problem that was never a problem to begin with.
Because it was funny because so they highlighted that, you know, the 20% service charge, and then they had like the recommended tip, and it was chump change.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I go, I'm not gonna tip $3 on this because you say I should. It's recommended. I'm gonna tip I'm gonna tip the $20 or whatever because the service was good and I'm paying for the service.
Right.
Regardless of the fact that, you know, you got the 20%. Because I was like, I mean, you know, I like going to this establishment because they make good ass, you know, Aperol spritzes. They do.
Wow, you like Aperol spritz? What's wrong with you?
You know what? You kiss my ass. Are you kidding me? I love Aperol spritz.
I need to have that
That's all I would drink when I was in Cyprus. No, I love Aperol spritz. It's an acquired taste. Yes. It is.
It is.
It's an acquired taste, but I love it. But I mean, you know, because I'm like, when I go to establishments like that, I'm like, no, I'm gonna disregard that. I'm gonna tip what I believe that I should be tipping, and not what you recommended, because you got the 20% service charge.
Right.
Thank you for explaining that to me.
What are you doing? All right, guys, we're this last one for Baby. We're gonna make ourselves our way out. I'm gonna play some TikToks. We're gonna laugh.
Okay.
We won't cry. I promise. First of all, though, we're gonna play the trailer to Crystal's new show that's coming out. Will be out very soon. We just recorded episode 3, so we will drop them when we get to about 5 or 6, and we'll drop them all at once. So here we go. I really like this song.
Me too.
The song is courtesy of CrushingBoo.
Welcome to Topics Government. I'm your host, Crystal Ellerby. I live, breathe, sleep, and drink politics. I love talking about politics. I've been involved in politics for 25 years. I did 2 tours of duty in the U.S. Senate. I did 1 tour of duty in the House of Representatives. So I am here to tell you a little bit about the first episode of the first season of Topless Government. This show is...
Can I just say that your microphone and studio voice is getting a lot better than that one?
Thank you.
I feel like we should re-record that and have that voice that I had tonight come out.
Well, okay, so just so you know, full disclosure, because of my allergies, I had polyps on my vocal cords.
I don't know what that means. I have allergies.
Yes,
So-
I had polyps.
So I think there's, I mean, ultimately, I think that's just the quality of the microphone. I think if you just record it again with like a better quality microphone.
No. What I mean is, she sounds like a robot there. She's getting more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
She's getting more.
No, I do sound like a robot, Val.
But you're getting that like the first episode to the 4th episode, you can tell. It's a big difference.
Yes.
And this is what I said from day one. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get to the point where you're just like, fuck you, Marcus, let's go. And I'm recording this. Because I've seen it with Val, I've seen it with Jamie, I've seen it with Boo, I've seen it with everybody.
Yeah. Well, because Friday I was more relaxed.
Oh, because you're getting comfortable.
Yeah, I was more relaxed, and I was like, I'm like the subject matter. I'm like I can do off the top of my head, but I always have difficulty with the intro and the outro.
Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna record it so you never have to do it again.
Well, I thought I did it, bitch, on Friday.
Oh yeah, you did. You did.
Marcus, stop messing with me.
All right.
You said it was fine.
It was good. I lied. I forgot.
I did. I mean, I am getting better.
All right. That's what's the gayest sport, guys? Anybody have the gayest sport?
Wait a minute. What?
What?
You're
very echoey, so.
Yeah, you are.
What do you think of sports? What is the gayest male sport?
Wrestling.
Yes.
Huh?
That's actually pretty close.
Yeah.
I'd say figure skating is the gayest sport, but I think it's football. Think about it. You have these like muscular men in tights trying to get on top of one dude, and this other group that's like, no, stop, he's ours. You do something wrong, a man trots out and throws out a colored flag, blows a whistle. Holding.
Oh.
That's the gayest penalty. No, Tom, you can't hold on to him. You gotta let him go. He's chasing after another man. He's going for the sack.
Oh.
Yes.
Where do you get this from?
The internet.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna have to go. I have a.
I'm with you, so let me finish.
Okay, well then we need to go. Like I have a goodbye, a farewell party.
Finish the show out. We'll finish this. All right.
What do you have?
What are you doing? Okay. You're leaving the store. Okay, I'm going in. Why are you locking your car? Do you know her? Okay. Okay. Fire. Hey, she ball, bro. Say your turn.
Sorry,
Oh my God.
Your TikTok algorithm is really weird.
It gets weirder.
Oh no.
That motherfucker's guilty. 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 That motherfucker's. All right.
Did like that.
Any last words before the last TikTok?
When he does the perp walk, it's going to be Juneteenth all over again.
You think so?
I want to see the perp walk.
Let's hope.
All right. Last one. White people and edibles.
Oh.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting color? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
I know too.
I know.
With that being said,
get out of Little Miss Whiskey's.
What the shit? I went there last night with fucking Caitlin. Welcome to, well, shit, not welcome. Thank you for joining for another District of Misfits Show. We are, I'm the Pasteurized Chef, and we are out. Fuck you guys.
We're totally insane.
They pushed me on.